All right, cool. Well, now that we are recording, everybody, once again, welcome to the call. We're going to be walking through the different Forex trading softwares, answering questions that maybe you have or maybe some individuals on your team have. And, we'll just kind of do a screen share, walk through some things so that you guys feel more confident and you understand things at a deeper level. Now, before we get too far, real quick, I just want to ask everybody, so who is currently in the room, right? Who's currently using Nova and who's currently using any of the other softwares? So you can just say Nova in the comments, or you can say other, and then that way be able to see kind of which software we need to focus on today. Okay, yep, I know you, Jeff, absolutely. Jeff, Nova and Stellar, okay. Well, good stuff. Well, it looks like the majority are using Nova, so that is perfect. So we'll probably start there on that. And then if anybody has any questions about any of the other softwares, we can go ahead and dive into those as well. So go ahead and allow some more people in here. There we go. And I'm also going to do this just to make the screen for me a little bit bigger. There we go. Cool. All right. We'll rock and roll. Well, first things first, I want to give you guys the opportunity. If there's any questions off the top of your head, go ahead and drop those in the messages or the comments, and we'll make sure we get on those. And then as we're going through this, if there's anything that you guys need a little bit more detail on, you guys want me to go into greater lengths, just let me know, and I'll make sure that we do that. And then you guys will walk out of here feeling more equipped and more confident with how you're managing the software on a daily basis. So real quick, for those who are running, whether any one of the softwares, whether it be Nova, Stellar 2.0, how long have you been running the software? That would be my next question. Let me know in the comments. We'll kind of see where you guys are at as far as how long and the longevity that you guys have been messing with the software. And I'll get my screen pulled up over here so that you guys can see it as well. I'm just going to be walking through a couple of the demo accounts that I have set up. If you guys have been watching any of the YouTube series I've been putting out, I actually have a live Nova, a demo Nova, and then also a demo Stellar account. And we're basically just kind of having this battle of the bots, right? A lot of back and forth, just kind of see who's going to win. And then I'm going to go through actually some of those details as well, because I do have them hooked up to my FX books. And so I'll go through some of that in depth. All right, make sure my keyboard doesn't lose connection. There we go. Perfect. All right, guys. So I'm going to go and share my screen here. Walk through the two demos I've got rocking. See if it'll click for me. There we go. All right. Can you guys see my screen? If so, drop a 777 in the comments. Make sure that we are all here and live. Yes. Okay. Awesome. Bud has been using the software for a year plus. Beautiful. Alex, thank you. Jeff, thank you. Appreciate you guys. So as you guys can see here, this is my Stellar demo account here. This is the one that I've been, kind of showcasing and using for testing purposes. You guys can see here, obviously pretty minimal drawdown. We are in just one pair, OddCAD, right? But we have 4 levels deep on OddCAD, and we are only at 0.64% drawdown, which is amazing, right? Looks like OddCAD is already starting to turn here. I'm just going to pull up my chart on the other page here just so I can look at what OddCAD's doing. And perfect. Yep. So it's got some buys in. It's basically slowing down. It could push down a little bit lower, so we'll see what happens there. But either way, simple fact of seeing 4 levels and 0.63% drawdown is pretty amazing. But as mentioned, I'm going to go and start over here on Nova, since that's what the majority of y'all are running right now. Get my comments pulled back up so I can see you guys as well. Perfect. There we go. All right, Jeff says, using Nova since inception and the others since January. Okay, beautiful. So getting some good experience, which is awesome. Obviously, I know that we work on a lot of things here together to ensure that we're maximizing the software to its full potential. And so as I'm going to go through this stuff today, guys, I'm just kind of curious, is there anything specific that you guys would like to know more about? It could be, best way to update your settings in case of drawdown. Maybe some of y'all are looking for more information as far as if you want to start testing more moderate or aggressive settings on a demo account before going live. let me know. And as I ask that question, you guys are typing. What I'm going to say is obviously none of this is financial advice. I'm simply going to be sharing my experience with the software, explaining some of the concepts and how these things work. But obviously, make sure you always trade on a demo account so that you guys can learn market structure and how to enter and exit the market by watching this, this software work. So there we go. All right, Stellar is almost exactly the same as, okay, very nice. Yeah, so this Stellar account started at $5,000. So we've done $761 profit. And I think the first trade was taken on May 20th. So we got May, June, July, August. That's 3 months. It'll be 3 months in 3 days. So close enough, right? So kind of looking at some of these, right? If you guys want to check out the settings, here's what I'm running. Very conservative settings, nothing crazy. And we have essentially, when we break this down, it's $761 of profit into a $5,000 account. This one's done 15%. We're averaging over 5% a month for 3 months in a row, which is amazing. I'm going to break some of that down when we go through the my FX books here in just a moment. But that is where, what we're seeing so far on Stellar. Now, on my Nova account, I'm running it, I guess, with a slightly higher lot size. Rather than a 0.03, it's a 0.06 lot size, simply because Nova, what I have found is it has just been a more conservative and a safer software, right? There's pros and cons to those softwares. It really all just depends on how you are using them. So kind of going into some of these settings here real quick. I basically just went with the stock settings and dropped the 0.01 balance down to 900. And on this account, here's what's cool with this is I started this account on the exact same day. So if and look at all that blue, it's crazy. Started this account the exact same day, which was May 20th. So also it'll be exactly 3 months once we hit the 20th of this month. And this account has done, scroll down, there we go. This account has done $870 profit. So almost $100 more profit than the other, right? And as I'm going through this, guys, if you have any questions, you want me to slow down, stop anywhere, please go ahead and let me know in the chat. But for now, I'm just going to show you the difference between my Stellar demo and my Nova demo, which is going to be right here. So MT4 bot is obviously MT4 Stellar. This is the demo account. As you guys can see here, the account was open on May 3rd. Didn't take the first trade until May 20th. And look at this just beautiful, uptrend right here, right? I mean, this has just been absolutely insane. And this is the type of curve that you would love to see, always love to see on my FX books. If you guys haven't set one up, I actually have a video that I will be dropping in the group later. So if you guys would like to learn how to set up your own tracking on my FX book, you'll be able to watch that video and apply all of this. You guys will see right here that it's up 15.23%. For some reason, it's calling the monthly, monthly growth of 4.06. So I'm not sure how that calculates, but check this out, right? Running the settings that I had just shown you guys before, the highest point of drawdown has been 13.33% drawdown. Just take that into consideration, right? Now let's go down here to our months, right? May, we start on the 20th. Okay, that's essentially where we're getting the average monthly below 5% is because we're looking at May. We got 2.59% in May because it was already the 20th, jumped up to 4.33 in July, 5.51 in June, and then 5.51 in July. August, we're sitting at 2.03%, just because, as you guys have all seen, whether it's Stellar or Nova, it's just been a slower month, and that's just how it goes sometimes. But we'll see how things end up. We're just barely past halfway through the month, so we could see, we could see this double plus plus. We'll wait it out and see what happens. But once again, on my FX book, this is what you're looking for: just a nice, clean, steady uptrend. And obviously, drawdown is what we want to keep to a minimum. I've got pretty conservative settings on Stellar, but at the same time, this is an account I do not touch. I don't manage it whatsoever. I just let it run. And so now let me go ahead and once you guys have kind of a snapshot of the gains, the monthly percentage, and the drawdown. Let's go ahead and check out the Nova account here as well. Here, drop this here. Sorry, I can't see it because of the Zoom thing. Bring this back up. All right, cool. So already, guys, we've gone from, what was that, 15.23% growth, and we are up to, did it again. We are up to 17.42% on Nova versus Stellar, which is pretty amazing. Monthly growth is calling at 4.66%. The highest point of drawdown, which is nice, is actually less than half of what we've seen on Stellar, 6.46%, and that's since May, right? Started the demo on May 3rd, took the first trade on May 20th, and we've also seen just a nice steady curve. All right, scroll down here, right? May, 2.89%. June was 3.8. So actually lower, smaller profit than what we saw over here on Stellar. But then we obviously made that back significantly. And let me just move this onto the other screen. That way, there we go. Then July, we see this massive boom, right? This 8% gain in July, which obviously not every month is going to be, gangbusters. So we got to take that into consideration. We're not really looking at our profits week to week or even month to month. What we want to do is look at our profit, our overall profit quarter to quarter, because you'll see, the ebb and flow of the market in the results and in the profit that you're seeing on your demo account. Does that all make sense? If so, drop me a 777 in the chat. Make sure you guys are staying with me here. What's really cool about this, though, is if we go back to our history, look at all the, obviously the red is a negative trade, and where we lost money, and all of these other green trades are profit trades, and it just keeps going, right? You just see the high percentage of green versus red on all of these charts. Pretty wild. And then we can also look over here, right? If we look at, let's see here. Let's see if it'll be, that's a current, right? Just gonna see if I could, look at these by symbol. And essentially look at, we can even look, if we wanted to really dive deep into the analytics, right? If you guys look at the popularity of these different currencies, right? GBP USD is 26% of all trades in July, right? So we've had a lot of GU trades, a lot of odd USD trades, a decent amount of GBP CAD, NZD USD, but not much NZD CAD, not much USD CAD, and not much odd CAD. So anyway, just some fun analytics to look at. If you guys do go ahead and set up your MyFX book, and once again, I'll make sure that you guys have access to that video so you guys can do that anytime that you want. It's just really, really good to track, because sometimes when we have those weeks where you're like, oh, wow, I only did 0.5% this week, or maybe even you only did 0.25% this week. Some of those weeks, obviously not as exciting as the week before where you did 1.5% growth, right? But this is trading. Not every trader is profitable every week, and not every trader is profitable every month. What we have with our hands on this software is we have something, we have a software that's literally been profitable every single month since its launch back in early 2020. And I don't know, honestly, a single manual trader who can say that exact same thing. So what we're looking for is we're looking for slow, consistent, steady profit, because a little bit over a long period becomes a lot, right? So just want to obviously help you kind of move your mindset into that direction, because I don't think anyone is going to be able to find a almost 18, well, let's call it 17.5% return in 3 months, right? May, June, July, August, literally 3 months of actual trading. It's wild, right? And then we still got the other half of this month left to go. So I wanted to just share that with you guys. Like I said, one, to encourage you to set up a MyFX book. I always love seeing the results and actually looking at the analytics of everything that the software is doing for you guys as well. Also, it gives us, just testimonies and, allows you to show what your account has done to others in the group. You guys can share these things, share screenshots with everybody else so they can see that, cool, you guys are running conservative settings. You're averaging let's just say 4%, 5% a month, somewhere around there, I can kind of know what to expect. Even though, I've only had, 1% growth over the last week and a half, what we're looking at is, like I said, quarter by quarter, year by year, because we're here to play the long game, guys. We are not here to make fast profits, because fast profits always die hard, right? And they die quick. So easy up, easy come, easy go. And so what we're looking to do is, like I said, have those slow, consistent profits over a long period of time that will equate to fat profits. So awesome. Now, let's see here. We'll check the chat. Very encouraging. Thanks. Awesome. See the big picture. Awesome. Bud says, my stellar settings were a little bit more aggressive in the last 6 weeks. It's done 14.3% with current drawdown at 0.5%. That is awesome. 14 points. I'm going to just do that math. 14.3 divided by 6. So you're averaging 2.38% growth on Stellar. That's awesome, Bud. Glad to see you jumping in there, taking advantage of the software and actually learning how to do this as well. So I'll go and open it up for some questions. Like I said, several of you have been using the software for quite some time, but if you have any higher level questions, feel free. And then we've got some other individuals on here who, it might be a little bit newer, or maybe you haven't done a whole lot of hands-on, had a whole lot of hands-on experience. Well, let's dive into some of those questions that you may have and get them answered. I think everybody already knows how to sign in and update their stuff. So, all right, my FX book, will it pull the history from the account, i.e. if I add it in now? Absolutely. Yeah, no, that's a really great question. So Jeff is asking if he goes ahead and he connects my FX book to an old account that he's been running for several months, will it pull the data? And 100%. That is what's awesome about my FX book. There's other companies out there like my FX book, like FX Blue, and several others. But what I have found is my FX book is just the easiest to get set up. So, why overcomplicate things? But yes, long story short, I actually just connected these, I don't know, probably 2 months in, this FX book and then this FX book on Stellar and Nova, probably like 2.5 months into this test, right? This side-by-side battle of the bots. And it pulled all of the data, and it's obviously beautiful. That's what we like to see. If you guys would be are excited to set up an FX book, let me know. Drop a 1 in the chat. We'll see who's going to set it up. If you guys don't really care, you can drop a 2 in the chat. And yeah, you obviously can just read it off your MetaTrader app and go with that. Okay, boom, boom, 1, 1, 1, 1. Also 1. Perfect. And to answer your question, Natalie, so no license fee, right? No license fee for my FX book. Is actually a totally free account. You can pay to get rid of ads and things like that. I personally do not. As you guys can see over here, I've got quite a few different accounts that I've got set up with my FX book. Some of these are 2-3 years old, and I probably should just get in there and delete them, but I just add new ones in there all the time. They've never capped me out, and I've always had a really good experience. Jesse's asking, can you input past results into your FX book? I've been trading. Yeah. So all you would need to do, if let's just say you've got an old account from a year ago, right? As long as your broker has not archived or closed out the actual trade sheets for that specific account, you can just log into my FX book, input the stuff from your old account, right? So if you switch over from MT4 and then moved over to MT5, you can actually take your old login details for MT4, put them into my FX book. It'll pull all of the data, right? Sometimes the data can be skewed if it's super old, so I will warn you of that. But the majority of the time, all the data will pull perfectly, and you'll actually be able to go back and say, okay, cool. I made the most profit on USD during this time period, and I averaged, 6.4% growth a month. So yes, you can go back and have access to all of that, which is pretty awesome. Yep, absolutely. Perfect. You guys have any particular questions about obviously managing the software, changing the software, anything like that? I do want to point this out, right? And this is kind of just the behind the scenes for those who are on the call here. as you guys can see here, I obviously went with just literally the stock settings that come with Nova here, right? It comes with 27 on the zone range, 13 alligator, 27 minimum buffer. But what I did is that rather than keeping the balance for 0.01 to 1500, I ended up changing it to 900, maybe like 3-4 weeks ago. But as you guys can see thus far, we've still had a max drawdown of 6%. And this would be considered, obviously more conservative, moderate versus conservative. And I did that because when I'm looking to gauge how aggressive certain settings are, it always comes down to drawdown, right? What is your risk appetite? How much are you willing to see? How much drawdown? Some people freak out if they get to 5% drawdown. They're blowing me up with messages. What do I do? What do I do? Other people, they'll regularly see 25, 30, 35% drawdown, and they're just like, cool. And then, they'll change their settings and log back out and check it in another few days. Everybody's different, but obviously this is something that you want to assess for yourself. And as always, make sure you get all this set up on a demo account so you can gauge how much drawdown you are willing to see. And if it goes above, that level where you're comfortable, then change your settings slightly. I think we've all got some pretty good standard settings, which we've obviously got in our Telegram group and several other places. So if you guys have any particular questions on settings, conservative, moderate, aggressive, those type of things, feel free to ask now, and we'll start closing today out. One thing I will say here, I'm waiting to see if anybody has questions. One thing I will say is, one thing that Higher Level does, which is great, and that I've been part of other companies that have softwares in the past, right? Those people know my story. One thing that Higher Level does for us that no other company I've been with before has allowed is they give you literally 4 terminals, 2 MT5 terminals and 2 MT4 terminals. So you can actually run 4 software licenses at the exact same time. Every other company, whether they're $169 a month, $199 a month. I mean, I've seen other companies literally $349 a month for their software, right? Absolutely crazy. And because of that, like the fact that we can test 4 different demo accounts at the exact same time is absolutely wild. So take advantage of it. You guys are paying for it anyway. They are awesome enough to give us access to those 4 different accounts. So to increase your knowledge, make use of those demo accounts so you guys can learn more about the software, about the market, and what to expect in the future. All right, hey, in Switzerland, can't really chat. Let's sit some. Hey, all right. No, it's good to see you on here, Eric. Stoked to see you. And as always, man, yeah, happy to help. Enjoy Switzerland, bro. Definitely gonna have to send some pictures. Always wanted to go to Switzerland. It's definitely top 5 bucket list. So enjoy the rest of your time out there, man. And we'll see you when you get back. No doubt. Yeah, that is a great point. It says the results are amazing, especially when basically everyone else out there has been losing their ass in investments the last 6 months. And it's true. I mean, it is August 17th of 2022, whether you're watching this live with me right now or you're watching the replay. And if you are, give me a hashtag replay down in the comments below. This video will be live for the next several years, I would assume, on YouTube. And if you guys can think back to what happened in 2022 with the market, right after COVID, all of this inflation, et cetera, the market has been tanking for literally a year, right? Year plus. And so we've seen all-time lows in the markets, for the last, decade. And everybody who had their money in stocks or other assets, even crypto, right? Hopefully by the time you're watching this in 1 or 2 years, crypto's back above, 75K, 100K for Bitcoin. But from what we're seeing right now, this has been the steadiest and most consistent thing that we could have ever put our funds into. And it's absolutely wild. So yes, great call out, bro. Appreciate that. And we're just in the right place at the right time, guys. And so I just say all this to encourage you to take advantage of the software, learn everything that you can about it, become a student of this process, because all it takes is small little bit over a long period of time to equate to financial freedom, to equate to actual retirement, you know, because what determines retirement? Is it age? Is it how old you are? Or is it income? Is it how much you make, right? I had a mentor who used to always ask that back in the day. What determines retirement, age or income? And everybody's knee-jerk response is typically, you know, it's typically, well, you got to be old, right? It's age. Like, I don't even know why we just automatically think that, because how many young 20, 30, 40-year-olds you know that are retired already? Very, very, very few. And so it's not about how old you are. It's about how well do you steward your finances, and what type of systems do you have in place to keep that income flowing in, whether you do anything or not, right? So it is Warren Buffett who said, you know, the man who doesn't learn how to make money while he sleeps will work every day until he dies, right? And I'm paraphrasing, obviously, but it's a great quote, one of my favorite quotes. And so my encouragement to you guys today is to go out there, take advantage of the software, and learn how to use this to take your life to the next level, right? Cool. Well, I'm going to go ahead and stop screen sharing here. Boom, there we go. We will be back with Dylan next week for another crypto trading call. He's absolutely been crushing it. And for those who have been on those calls, you know that, right? We literally have not had a single trade that hit stop loss. We've had a few trades that did not trigger, but out of like the 17 or 19 trade calls he's had, I believe it's been 11 of those calls have hit take profit. The other ones just never went back up to the entry point. So pretty insane numbers, but this is why we're here. We're here to learn. We're here to grow. We're here to take our life, our business, and our finances to the next level, so that we can not just help ourselves, but help all of those around us. And I'm just stoked to have all of you amazing people along for this journey as well. And so we'll go and call it there for today, guys. I hope you guys got value out of this. I'll go ahead and get the replay up here shortly for those who could not make it live, but really appreciate you guys showing up, and we'll see you guys next week on the Crypto Dylan Call. Take care.